Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and today we're doing What's in the Box 302. Yes, it's the 302nd time I've opened a box of plastic joy up, and today we're going to be having a look at the Airfix 135 scale Austin K2/Y ambulance, kit number A1375. Which I'm sure many of you will remember was immortalised in the John Mills Anthony Quayle film from 1958, Ice Cold in Alex. And as we can see, most of these had female names. This one's called Pat, and the one in Ice Cold in Alex was called Katie, which kind of looks a bit like K2Y. So we're going to do the standard procedure. We're going to have a look at the parts and the instructions and the decals, and we're going to have a brief discussion of the history of this kit. It's a pretty brief discussion because it was a new tool in 2022, and that's it. So there you go. Price wise, you can probably pick this up for around about £30 on eBay or thereabouts. I can't remember exactly how much I paid or where I got it from, but it's been languishing like most of my kits in my mountainous pile for a while now. So we thought we'd get this one out today and have a look at it. So let's have a look at these parts. We'll have a look at the sprue first, which is mainly bits and bobs. I don't like the bits and bobs sprues because I'm not very mechanically minded. So we'll start off with something easy. Here we have some wheels. So we've got 4 wheels on the bottom. Got some kind of nice detail going on with the nuts. There's no actual sort of markings on the tyres themselves, although it's pretty good tread. As we can see, these are 2-piece tyres, so you have to stick them together. And that's going to be our spare wheel. That's a bit of metal. We've got some suspension springs just here and there. See the detail on those. Moving along here, we have our exhaust, or part of our exhaust. There's another pipe to go on the end. Maybe that's what that is. Here we have, looks like a gear stick. We have the front of the vehicle here, covering the radiator. A couple of little boxes, some handles. We've got the wheel hubs. That looks like the bottom of the engine. That's about all the engine you get in this. I don't think there's any more. We've got some axles. They look quite nice. Not too sure what that is. More parts of the frame. What do you call it? You know, the frame underneath the chassis. I have to remind myself then. And here we have our steering wheel. These look like little steps of some sort. I had a look at these. These are the ends of our petrol container, our gas tank. They look a little bit like lights, but I don't think they are. These look like steps, probably should go in here somewhere. That's the rest of our gas container. There's our radiator. Another bit of the chassis by the look of it. And that's about it for this sprue. All clean, no flash. Looks like it should go together reasonably easy. Yeah, I always say that. It's the kind of thing you're saying it comes along to bite you in the bum, doesn't it? Okay, so next off we've got this sprue, and we can see we've got the floor pan here with some detail in the cabin area. We can see various areas for attaching seats, gear sticks and what have you. I think that's going to be the bench for the inside. There's a bench inside of this, so I think that's what that is. We've got the vehicle's rear compartment sides here with some little sliding vents. It's like a storage compartment. I think that's where the spare wheel goes. It's got a little bulge in it. That's going to be the rear of the cab. We can see we've got a little window, which probably opens up into the rear compartment. Got another one here as well. That could be the alternate side, maybe. Not certain. We've got 4 stretchers, so it does come with a detailed interior. Now they're going to be the actual bench seats for the back. Maybe they go on here. It's quite an interesting thing I've seen on the instructions. You've got these things here. Don't know what they are. They kind of look fragile. That's the rear entrance. Little storage container with some detail on it. There's our windscreen. Plenty of rivets going along the bit more light. Plenty of rivets going on the sides there. So our last main sprue. That's going to be the interior of the roof. You can see we've got some little ventilation ducts here. And that's the top of the roof. You can see our little ventilation exterior ducts. I don't know what that is. Some sort of seat maybe. Oh no, that's like a rear step, I think. What do we got here? We've got the two doors for going into the rear. Again, got these little sliding vents. This is obviously the roof of the vehicle, and this here is the interior of the roof, so it's two pieces stick together. There's the main frame of our chassis, so it's a chassis that you have to build, and that's the other section. That's another step, some sort of container. That's a door, maybe that goes from, I'm not sure where that goes. There's a door there anyway, so there's another door by the look of it. And that's going to be the rear with our doors opening outwards. These little things here, look what these are. These are these little canvas flaps that are in place of doors. Not very good for keeping the wind or the sand out. And last but not least, we have a little bonnet with some detail. We have our glazed section. So obviously is all our windows, a couple of headlights. It's got in place windscreen wipers by the look of it. And we get a huge decal sheet with our Red Cross Medical Corps. We also get a white star. We get a selection of unit badges. That's the right way up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 different options by the look of it. Quite a lot. So let's have a look at these instructions then. Let's read the blurb out. So one of the most famous vehicles of its type, the Austin K2Y ambulance, was used extensively by British and Commonwealth forces throughout World War II, both in combat zones of the world and on the home front. Built around the chassis of the Austin K30 light truck, the casualty compartment was developed in conjunction with the Royal Army Medical Corps and therefore proved to be highly functional, able to carry either 4 stretcher cases or 10 seated casualties. One of the main reasons why the K2-Y was so successful was because of its rugged and reliable, requiring only a minimum of maintenance. An ambulance should always be ready when you need it. The rear cabin was typically constructed of painted canvas on a timber frame, with the highly visible red cross on the white disc positioned prominently on all sides to hopefully ensure the vehicle's occupants didn't come under fire. Once the K2Y had delivered its latest casualty load to the field station, it would invariably head straight back into the combat zone at speeds on open roads approaching 50 miles per hour. So we've got a sprue diagram, and then we move on to section 1, which is looking at the construction of the chassis. Putting the bottom of the engine, like I've said, that's about all the engine you're going to get on this. Got more construction, mechanical parts, fitting of the exhaust, attaching our wheels. And we've got the mud guards going on. And we have construction of our petrol containers going on the sides. Very easy to follow instructions so far. Here we have construction of the base of the vehicle with some stretchers to go on. Here we have the This is the cabin interior with various parts. You can see there's that mystery door which goes in here. There's no actual passenger seat on this, it's just a box to sit on with a little headrest sort of thing there. And here we've got construction of the, this is a shelf to put some seats on, to put the stretcher on. It's an interesting contraption. There it is again. And we've got the inside, so we're doing the inside of here. So that's one side panel going in, got a spare wheel going on. Driver's seat, console display, steering wheel, roof going on, windscreen going in. And there we have our two-piece roof going together and then going on the top with the rear doors, which obviously you can have positioned open if you want to, so you can show off your nice neat interior. Got some storage boxes going on the underside. Oh, that's what those little things are, storage box pins. And then we're going to put our finished cabin onto our chassis. Rear mudguards. We've got a folded and open option for the rear step. So that's right, okay. And then we have construction, put the radiator in, the radiator guard, put the bonnet on. Got these little flaps, canvas flaps going on, which makes way for doors. Got some little signs to attach. Got the bumper at the front, headlights going on. Two options by the look of it. And then here we go with our painting options. We have the 30th Corps Royal Ambulance Convoy, Royal Army Service Corps, Northwest Europe 1944, which is the one on the front box. As we can see, it's called Pat. We have British Army North Africa 1940 with this sort of stripy design, which we've seen on quite a few other desert vehicles. Interestingly, it's got red and white stripes on the roof as opposed to a red cross. Interesting. We've got British Army Alexandria, Egypt 1942. So perhaps that's our ice cold in Alex version. And then we have Auxiliary Territorial Service, England 1944. So there's plenty of options in there. There's 4 different options for us to go at. It looks like a pretty decent kit, as we should expect from Airfix. Relatively new, 2002 produced. So one would assume that should all to go together pretty damn well, we would hope. So thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. And as always, be seeing you.